We've all grown up hearing the same simple statement. Glucose is the body's preferred source of energy. It's been printed in countless textbooks taught by professionals and repeated so many times that it feels like an unshakable truth. But here's the twist. The human body doesn't act like glucose is its favorite. In fact, the moment your blood sugar rises, your system springs into action to bring it back down and fast. It's as if your body is saying, "Thanks, but I don't actually need that much right now." Why does this happen? Why do we store only a tiny amount of glucose, enough for about a day, yet carry far larger reserves of another fuel source? And if glucose truly were the ultimate energy, why are so many experts now re-examining its role in long-term health? This isn't about fear, and it's not about following one extreme diet or another. It's about understanding how your body really works, so you can make choices that help you feel more energetic, think more clearly, and support your health for years to come. Over the next few minutes, we'll look at what science says about fuel sources, how modern eating patterns affect your metabolism, and small changes that could make a big difference. If you care about your health and want clear, practical videos that cut through confusion, make sure to subscribe now and turn on notifications, so you won't miss the next time we uncover the science behind the food on your plate. Let us step into what is really happening inside the body after you eat. Imagine you are sitting down for a meal. There is rice, bread, maybe something sweet at the end. The moment you take that first bite, your digestive system begins to break down the carbohydrates into glucose, a type of sugar. This glucose moves into the bloodstream and is ready to be used as fuel. But here is the part most people never think about. At any given moment, the amount of glucose in your entire bloodstream is only about 1 teaspoon. That is all. Your body works hard to keep it within a very narrow range because too much or too little can cause problems. To manage this balance, the pancreas releases a hormone called insulin. Insulin is like a key. It unlocks the doors of your cells so glucose can move inside and be used for energy or stored for later. Some of it will be stored as glycogen in your liver and muscles, which acts like a short-term battery pack. But that battery is small. Even when it is full, it will not last much more than a day. When the body has more glucose than it can store as glycogen, it begins converting the extra into fat. Fat is not the villain it is often made out to be. In fact, it is the body's long-term energy reserve, and it is far larger than our glycogen storage. An average person carries enough fat to survive for weeks, even months if necessary. Here is where the modern problem begins. Our ancestors might have had occasional bursts of glucose from ripe fruit or honey, but today we are surrounded by constant, easy access to refined carbohydrates and added sugars. Each time we eat them, our blood sugar rises quickly, insulin rushes in to bring it down, and over time our cells can become less responsive to that insulin. This is known as insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is not something you feel overnight. It develops quietly, sometimes for years, while the body keeps working harder and harder to maintain balance. For many people, it is only when energy crashes, stubborn weight gain, or other symptoms appear that they realize something is off. Glucose itself is not the enemy. Your brain, your red blood cells, and certain tissues depend on it. The real challenge is frequency and volume. Too much, too often, forces the body to stay in a state of constant correction. And that constant correction is what wears the system down. Understanding this bigger picture changes the way we see fuel. The body was never designed to run on just one source. It can shift between glucose and fat depending on the situation. The real skill is in giving it the right kind of fuel at the right time in the right amount. So, if constant surges of glucose can put stress on the body's finely tuned system, what can we do in our daily lives to give that system a break and allow it to work as it was meant to? The answer is not about removing one nutrient completely or following an extreme plan forever. It is about creating a way of eating and living that reduces unnecessary spikes, while still providing the fuel your body needs. One effective step is to look closely at the quality of the carbohydrates you eat. Not all carbohydrates affect the body in the same way. A piece of white bread or a sugary drink can raise blood sugar much faster than a bowl of oats or a plate of lentils. By choosing foods that release glucose more slowly, you help your body maintain steadier energy levels and reduce the strain on insulin production. Another approach, for some people under professional guidance, is to lower total carbohydrate intake for a period of time. This can encourage the body to use more fat for fuel, which may help in managing blood sugar levels. However, this is not the right choice for everyone, and it is important to work with a healthcare provider if you plan to make significant changes. It is also worth remembering that diet is just one piece of the puzzle. Physical activity is a powerful tool for improving the way your body handles glucose. When your muscles are active, they can take in glucose from the blood without relying as much on insulin. This is one reason regular exercise is linked to better metabolic health. Quality sleep is another key factor. Poor sleep can make the body more resistant to insulin, while good sleep supports balanced hormone function. Stress management matters too, because high stress levels trigger hormones that can raise blood sugar. When you step back and see the bigger picture, it becomes clear that long-term health is not built on a single rule. It comes from a combination of balanced eating, regular movement, restful sleep, and emotional well-being. These elements work together, supporting your body's ability to shift between fuels and maintain stability. Now that we understand the problem and the bigger picture, let us turn these ideas into practical steps you can begin today. The goal is not perfection. The goal is steady, sustainable progress that supports your body's natural ability to balance its energy. First, focus on cutting down added sugars. This includes sweetened drinks, desserts, and processed snacks. Even small changes, like replacing soda with water or unsweetened tea, can reduce the daily burden on your blood sugar system. Second, build your meals around whole foods. Fill at least half your plate with vegetables of different colors. Add a source of quality protein such as fish, poultry, eggs, or beans, and include healthy fats from foods like nuts, seeds, or olive oil. This combination helps slow the release of glucose into your bloodstream, giving you more consistent energy. Third, pair your eating habits with movement. A short walk after a meal, light resistance training, or any activity you enjoy can make a real difference in how your body uses fuel. Remember, active muscles help clear glucose from the blood without needing as much insulin. Do not forget the supporting pillars, sleep and stress management. Aim for regular, restorative sleep and make time for activities that help you relax, such as meditation, reading, or spending time outdoors. These simple practices strengthen the very systems that keep your metabolism in balance. Long-term health is not built overnight, but every meal, every walk, and every good night's sleep is a step toward a more resilient body. If you have found these ideas helpful, I encourage you to share your own experiences in the comments. Your story could be the spark that inspires someone else to take their first step. And if you want more clear, science-based videos on health and nutrition, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you will not miss what is coming next.